Man, a bark, a bite, over here, right? What's up, Matt? Stop it!
Yeah, good to have you back, my guy.
Good.
Before we get into our interview, if you want to check out a little bit more of K9's story, check out our last interview together. I'll leave it in the description of this video. But we'll talk a little bit about some current headlines. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about yourself. So, K9, what are you up to these days?
Oh man, I'm just training my fighters. Training my son. I'm training this up and coming future world champion. This other fighter named Joe and Kevin and Steve, and I've been having a lot of fun, man. I got a young man I'm training. His music is in the Batman movie. Kevin Sanderson. I'm having fun, man. I'm having fun. I
Oh
was
yeah,
scheduled to fight. I was scheduled to fight in December, but they couldn't get the right opponent. They couldn't get the money right, so we had to postpone it. But I definitely want to have my last fight in Michigan at the Motor City Casino. So look forward to that coming.
yeah. So you're looking to get back in the ring one last
Yeah,
time.
one last time. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What kind of fighter do you want to fight?
Oh well, if it was left up to me, Jake Paul and them. Definitely want to fight one of them or some YouTuber, KSI. But if not, we'll just pick an opponent and just go from there.
Okay. Okay. No, I respect it.
Mhm.
What motivates you to want to get back in the ring one more time? Because we know boxing's no joke,
Yeah,
especially you're getting closer to 50, right?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I fought 2 years ago. You got to remember, I
Yeah,
actually,
and you won.
yeah, yep. I'm really, even though I'm 49, you wouldn't think that I would be 49. You see how I move and how I train, and I haven't actually took a break from boxing. Period. You know,
Okay.
steady training. I'm steady in the gym. I'm steady sparring. I'm steady in the steam room. Steady in the sauna. I just fought like I say 2 years ago. I would have fought last couple of months ago, but like I say, unfortunately, it didn't happen. But I stay ready, and then I'm not fighting for the money. I'm not fighting to become champ again. I
Yeah.
just love being in shape, and I know that if I got a fight coming up, that's gonna help me get in even better shape.
Sure. Yeah. Healthy body, healthy mind. But getting back in the ring, you it'd be an older age, but you're kind of the king of longevity. Yeah, obviously you're the oldest junior middleweight champ of all time. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
How'd you do it? Like how'd you fight Father Time so well?
Yeah, not messing with drugs, keeping God first, that plays a big part. When you get God, all things are possible. Sarah was, I think she was what, 65 when she had her first baby. I mean, if you go to the, back to the Bible, like,
Yeah.
so, I believe that, since I started boxing late, I think that really helped me a whole lot to preserve myself. I didn't take no wear and tear, unlike some of these fighters that started boxing when they was 5 years old.
Yeah.
I started boxing at 11, but it's hard to count it because I didn't get hit in the head, because I didn't even spar. They wouldn't even let me get in the ring. I actually started at the original Crump Gym. And Mr. Logan definitely, looked out for me. He didn't want me to go out there and get hurt. And I understand, but I wanted to get in the ring. So I stopped. I said, man, I don't want to be hitting the punching bag. So I came back at the age of 18. And so starting boxing really physically and, on a higher level, I started getting hit in the head here and there and hitting people in the head here and there at the age of 18. So
Sure.
I'm not even at like 49 years old, I'm not an average 49-year-old fighter.
Yeah.
If you start boxing at 5 and you fighting you 49 years old, most likely they'll be talking like this
Yeah.
to me headshots. So yeah, but I still, at 49, I'm still 49, but it's not nowhere near the average 49, especially when you started boxing early.
Hey, and you wouldn't be doing what you're doing on YouTube right now if you took too many shots to the head because you're killing it right now, and that's all you.
Yeah,
We just passed 70K. I say we.
yeah,
You
yeah.
passed 70K, and yeah, you're killing it. Because last time I had you on was about like 5 6 months ago. I think you're in the 30s, so you've basically you doubled your audience since 6 months ago. So good
Thank,
job, man.
thank you. Plus 10,000.
Plus 10,000. Yes, sir. Exactly. Exactly. So no, that's awesome. You're doing YouTube,
Yeah,
you're looking to get back in the ring,
yeah,
and you're coaching now.
yes.
Talk a little bit about your son. You're working with your son. Are you his coach? And
Yes, yes, yes.
okay.
I'm working with my son. I'm coaching him. I'm teaching him the ropes. I'm definitely protecting his brain. I protect my brain for so many years. So all the fighters that I actually train, I try to protect their brain. You get
Sure.
hit less as possible, you last longer, and then at the end of your career, you're able to spend time with your family, not shaking and not knowing who you are and not knowing who
Yeah.
they are. So I'm trying to make sure I preserve them and get them some money, and then get them to retire with their health and good condition.
Absolutely. No, that's
Yeah,
awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
Yeah. So what this is kind of a broad question,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what's some of the best advice you can offer an up and coming fighter?
Man, get with a good team. Get with a good team. Don't play boxing. Don't play boxing. Be humble. Be humble. Man, keep God first. Because in boxing, you need God, man. You don't know who you stepping in the ring with. You don't know who the promoter is. You don't know if they got your best interest a lot of times. You need God who he can get so he can give you favor. If you got favor, you're gonna make better decisions because he gonna guide you. And like I say, don't play boxing. Don't give up. You're gonna have good times. You're gonna definitely have some bad times. But longevity, you gotta believe in yourself, and you might take a break, but keep boxing. Keep training. I'm talking about even when you ain't in the gym, shadow box. It's gonna be times you're gonna have to take a break because the money ain't gonna be coming. So you might have to get a job, but don't stop. If you really want to box, if you really want to be a world champ, you gotta still hang in there. Even if you take a little break, still go jog. You don't want to have to start all over again. And that's what I
Sure.
did. I didn't start all over again. I took my breaks because money wasn't coming in, so I would have to get a job. I would have to get some money some kind of way. But I always was boxing. I always watched the fights. I always, train. I always train somebody. I always be talking about boxing. So I kept boxing even when I took breaks here and there. Because you go look at my career, it was plenty of times I didn't fight for 2 years, a year, 3 years, but I never gave up. And you just can't throw in the towel until it's over. When it's over, it's over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, that's awesome. Something that always interests me in the boxing world is mental warfare.
Yeah.
What was your approach to mental warfare throughout your career, and how do you use mental warfare with the fighters you're training?
Oh, well, I think really a good thing to do at the end of your training, I think you should read and walk. Reading and walking is really a good exercise for your brain because you're doing two things at one time.
All
If
right.
I gave you my phone number right now, right, you would write it down under my name and you would never remember my number. Back in the days, we could remember numbers. You probably still remember some numbers from back in the day, today. But if I asked you, what's your cousin number or your wife number, you probably be like, I don't even know it. You'll go to her name. So I do a lot of mental workouts, you know what I mean? So my fighters, they can when they tired and the other guy tired, they still mentally got something left. So I do the mental workouts at the end of their workouts. So even when they tired, they still got some up here left.
Oh, that's interesting stuff right there. That's
Yeah,
interesting stuff. And then, what about when you try getting into the opponent's head? Do you play a little? Did you play games throughout your career trying to rally your opponent? And do you
yeah,
kind of apply the same principles to your fighters?
yeah. A lot of times, they already know who I am. So when they see Team K9, they see me and my fighters. They're already like, they nervous, or you know what I mean. They know they got to come with it. You know what I mean, and they
Yes,
know
sir.
me being from the hood and from the streets. You can't come to me trying to be all tough because I know tough. I've been tough all my life. So it's like it's hard to get in my head. I think that's one reason why I never got the Mayweather fight. I think Mayweather, if me and him was in a press conference, even though he had said, I got money, I'm this and that, I think I could get in his head because I'd be like, I don't care, I'm gonna knock your head off, boy, little fella. And I think head. I mean, it'd be worse than that. I would be saying things that, a Christian probably shouldn't say, but it's mental. And I get
Yeah.
in his mentally. So and I don't think he would be able to deal with that. So that's why he never did fight me. I think more than just me being strong, I think he couldn't carry the show. You know what I mean? I would get in his head. I wouldn't care about none of what he talking about. So I'm maybe with I make it rain. And I man, give me everything you got, man. I'm not trying to hear none of that. And he couldn't deal with that.
Yeah, yeah, and that would be an interesting fight because naturally he's a kind of a smaller guy, and you're a big guy,
Man,
and you thrived when you could bully your opponent,
yes.
and I think there could have been some bullying going on there with you and
Oh man.
Floyd.
You already know.
Yes, sir. Yes,
A
sir.
bark, a bite, a overhand right.
Overhand right. Yes, sir.
I would have hit him with that overhand right to his arms. See, everybody going for the head, kill a body, the head to fall. I'd have been hitting his arms. When he go to try to lift his arm up, it'd be paralyzed. He'd be like, oh my goodness, my arm, what's wrong? And when
Yeah.
he ain't got arms, and he ain't got no legs, because you kill a body, the legs will go too. So
Yep.
I'm not worried about the head. I would just keep hitting the arm, keep hitting the stomach, keep hitting the arm and the stomach. Eventually he wouldn't be able to move and he'd be stuck. So now he'd be forced to throw the towel in. His trainers or his team would throw the towel in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. That's interesting, and it just kind of talking about his weight for a second. I mean, he fought in the 130s. He fought
Exactly.
130s, and you had, if I'm correct, you had to lose a lot of weight to make 154. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah. Plenty times. One reason why, like I say, is because I didn't have the machine behind me. I wasn't promoted by Al Heyman where I knew when I would be fighting. I didn't know when I would be fighting, so I'm not about to just starve myself. I'm not about to walk around and wait when I don't know when I'm about to fight. Now, if I had, a real promoter behind me, you got to remember the promoters got behind me when I got in position. You know what I mean? It wasn't never because, oh man, we like you, or he's a gold medalist. You know what I mean? Or
Sure.
it was when I got in position. So that's the reason why I actually enjoyed life. I wasn't about to just stay at weight. I
Yeah.
ate good. You know what I mean? But when it was time to fight, then I would cut a lot of weight, a whole lot of weight.
Sure. And you also were close to fighting Canelo at one point. Which
Yes.
fight, if you had to pick one, Canelo or Floyd, which
Yeah.
one do you think would have been the better matchup for you?
At the time when I could have fought Canelo, I think Canelo would have been a better fight for me because then now it had been a demand for me to fight Mayweather. Mayweather, he was a little guy, but he was fast. So
Hmm.
even though I thought I would have walked past him or I would have walked him down, he would have still, one thing about him is he's probably pound for pound the greatest um fighter to motivate. He's very motivational. He is not letting nobody just take them from him. He knows how to
Yeah.
win. See, when he got caught by Shane Mosley, he came back, even though he almost got stopped, came back and walked him down. Canelo was he was green. That's the reason why Mayweather fought him. I would have fought him at the time he was green. He wasn't ready at the time. He was a baby in the game. He was like a
Sure.
virgin in the game. So that'd have been perfect timing. The Canelo today is the Canelo Mayweather wouldn't have fought, and it's not the Canelo I would want to fight right now.
Yeah.
Especially I'm 9 years old and he didn't get better. See, he kind of like me, he got better in time. The perfect time to catch him was when I saw him a Golden Boy. When I knocked out Cory Spinks the second time, Oscar De La Hoya, he elbowed his friend like, we're not about to fight him. It's over. Stop it. No. Yep. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and talking about a baby in the game, when you were a baby in the game, Spinks wanted you. And
Yeah,
then when he fought you when you were more seasoned, it didn't go too well for him. He
absolutely. How you know
cue the
that?
montage of you smacking him around. How do I know that? I think we talked about it last time when you were on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know my canine facts.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I never forget that. I always told myself, I said, if I ever fight Cory Spinks, I'm gonna get him because I remember he called me out like I only had like 5 or 6 pro fights and I wasn't ready, but
Yeah.
I remember that. And when it was time, oh my goodness, I got him.
You
Both.
got him bad. I don't know how he got. I don't know how he stayed on his feet for that long because the shots you were hitting. It's almost like I'm a boxing fan. It's almost tough to watch because it
Yeah,
was just one sided and he was getting
yeah,
smacked around.
yeah,
That's a question I have for you. When you fought Spinks,
yeah.
that second fight, and you
Mhm.
guys, before, uh, when you guys met in the middle, the touch gloves, he didn't
Yeah.
look at you. He was looking away. What were you thinking when you saw him refusing to make eye contact with you?
Oh, you know what? I said, listen, I got him back because the first time we fought, he won a stare down. This time, he didn't want to even look at me in my eyes. So I mentally knew I was in his head.
Yeah.
that because he know this is the guy I've been constantly thinking about. I've been having nightmares about. So he couldn't look at me in my eyes, And that
Yeah.
was the first time. I'm telling you, I couldn't believe he won the stare down. he was like, I was like, man, this boy. But I mean, I wasn't nervous or nothing, but he won the stare down. That's the first time I ever felt like a guy was, won some against me before we got in the ring.
Yeah.
So, but I learned from that. And then afterwards, I knew this time, I'm on your mud. But this time he was smart enough to say, no, I can't get in his head now. You know what I mean? Or I can't win a stare down. Because it's like, if he looked at me, I'd be like, yeah, boy. Yeah. Whoop that trick.
Yes, sir. Too many overhand rights. Too many bark spikes, overhand rights. He didn't want anymore.
That's right. Yeah. So, yep. So, but that guy he came prepared more the second time than he did the first time. He was willing to take whatever to win that fight. And his wife couldn't stand me. I mean, maybe it was just because I beat her husband up, but you got to remember, I ain't got no beef with him. It was just, I had to defend my belt. He wanted my belt. I wasn't going to give it to him. It's business.
Yeah, exactly. It's the hurt business.
The hurt business. Exactly.
Yeah. So it ain't for the faint of heart. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it wasn't her, but now that I'm thinking about watching that fight back, I could hear a woman very loudly in the crowd.
Yeah.
Was that his wife?
That was his wife. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear him like say, "Move the head, Cory," and then boom,
yeah.
overhand right.
Man, she was so fake. Her and my wife, they had talked, they kicked it and everything. Man, as soon as I lost my title to Usyk Smith, do you know she called my wife and was like, "Yeah, that's y'all get it," something like that. Scandalous.
That's low. That's really low.
Man,
kick people when they're down. Not good.
But I got the bill back. She ain't called in.
Yeah, exactly.
No phone calls. Yeah.
Yeah, and you did that at 41. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Spinks, but his career was done probably in his early 30s. Am I right in saying that?
Absolutely. But like I say, when you started boxing as a kid, and I put him starting boxing early, he probably had a smoking problem, a drinking problem. He was in the clubs. See, that's why the second time, he actually took it a lot more serious. I think in the first time he like this young guy, Detroit guy. He don't got no experience, But after that first time, he's like, oh man, this boy coming to fight. I'm gonna get my belt back. But you can't play boxing. He played boxing, because of the experience and because of the longevity and it's in his bloodline. You gotta remember, his daddy beat Muhammad Ali. Yeah, his daddy beat Muhammad Ali. Michael Spinks was a world champion who beat Larry Holmes. So I mean, it was real, bro. It was real. I beat the son of a legend. I beat man. I beat the man, and that I became the man. Stop it!
Sir. Exactly. A little Ric Flair there to be the man. You got to beat the man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So, kind of pivoting to current headlines right now. Let's start with your old friend Jake Paul. He's taking on Tommy Fury. First off, this is the third time they have it set up. What are your thoughts? Pardon me. What are your thoughts heading into the fight?
Well, hey, I think that unlike Tyson Fury, I think Tommy Fury, has a silver spoon in his mouth. I think he is just too good, And for you to try to get up for this fight like you've been getting up for the other fights, it's different because for the other fights, he was handpicked. They were handpicked. They were easy pickings. Yep. If you're getting up for those fights, like he gonna get up for this fight, then he'll have a good chance. I think he only had 11 amateur fights. I only had 10, but I learned a whole lot during the 10 fights I had. I was able to be on the contender, and that contender gave me a lot of experience. It was kind of like the national tournament in the amateurs that I never got a chance to go to. So, I learned on the job. I don't think he had enough time to learn on the job. So I actually got Jake Paul winning. I don't know if I'm going to say it's going to be by knockout, but Jake Paul ain't no fool. He is not about to go into another country against somebody from another country to go over there and lose. Stop it. Over. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be an interesting fight. I agree. I don't know if it'll go by knockout.
Yeah,
But the interesting thing is, okay, Tommy's been doing this his whole life.
yeah,
Limited amateur experience,
yeah,
but he's been in the gym his whole life. Jake's been doing it. You can say he had one amateur fight at 18, but really he started taking the sport seriously
yeah,
in about fall of 2019.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
just a little bit over what? Wait, yeah, I would say fall of 19. So yeah, a little over 3 years.
Okay, yeah,
So but the thing is Jake actually has more experience in the sense that, okay, he went 8 rounds with Silva. He went
yeah,
8 rounds with Woodley. He had a second 8 round fight with Woodley that he knocked him out in the 6th round. So
mm,
Jake actually has experience in those later rounds. And all
yes,
Tommy's ever done is 1 6 round fight. I believe everything else has been 4. So if it
absolutely.
goes to a later round, Jake actually has that experience. And Jake actually has experience of fighting in sold out arenas in the main
Hey,
event.
thank you. The pressure is more on Tommy Fury because his whole family, Tommy Fury, I think Tyson Fury said that he better stay out there. He can't come home if he lose to this guy.
Yeah.
So and Jake Paul had the pressure of, if I lose, they gonna clown me because he talks so much mess. So he
Yeah.
done dealt with that kind of pressure. What every time he fought, you know what I mean? He's a YouTuber.
Yeah.
So he under the bright lights, Jake Paul has more experience. And don't forget, he used to be a wrestler.
Yeah, yes, he was
He
a
was a
good
wrestler.
one.
He got foot movements. He got the footwork. You know what I mean? And I just think, and then I saw Tommy Fury, because it's Tyson Fury's brother. Before when they first had the fight scheduled, I said, "Oh yeah, Fury gonna get him." But then I saw him fight, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" I said, "Oh, Jake Paul gonna get him."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something else to consider is the fact that Tommy, they were scheduled to fight in December of 21. It
yeah,
is now February of 23.
absolutely.
And the further this fight got pushed out, the
Yes,
more experience Jake now has under the belt.
that,
And I actually do think Tommy for sure would have gotten him in
yeah,
December of 21, that would have been my pick. Now, I got to say, I'm leaning towards Jake.
yeah. Hey,
So
absolutely. He more seasoned. He's more seasoned. Now he done dealt with adversity now too.
exactly
Yeah,
that Silva fight, Silva's an older guy, but that was
yeah,
just such a good learning tool for him to
absolutely.
just get experience. And Silva, he's older, but he's pretty skilled for an MMA guy. He's a pretty skilled boxer. Um,
And you need to go rounds. Like you say.
yeah,
Jake has been rounds now, and he's serious about boxing. Like, think about it. Fury ain't got a box. Jake Paul ain't
yeah,
got a box either, but he want to prove himself so bad. He
he's
want
obsessed
everybody
with it.
to believe that he's really a fighter and not
Yeah.
just an old YouTuber or he's playing boxing. I mean, he's so serious about boxing. He's actually trying to help fighters. He's signing fighters and all that. So he's more dedicated to boxing than I believe Tommy Fury is.
And since the Ben Askren camp, the prank call, has Jake kind of grown on you a little bit since that time?
Oh yeah, I looked at this business at the time anyway. I didn't really take it personal. I mean, I wanted to win. I wanted to actually work Ben's corner, but he didn't let me work it. Afterwards, listen, I think because of Jake Paul, I've trained a lot of more people now. Because the average no guy who wouldn't step in the ring or wouldn't step in the gym is in the gym now because of Jake Paul. He brings more eyeballs to the sport of boxing. He's
Yeah.
actually doing a better job than Floyd Mayweather. Floyd care about Floyd. Jake Paul care about other people.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, that is interesting. He's grown on me for sure from that
Yeah,
point in time. It's hard. I'm starting to realize that he's not the bad guy in this story. He's not the bad guy that we all think he is. Especially when he first got started. He was talking a lot, but
yeah,
he's putting action behind his words, and he's also helping out others along the way.
yeah. He even trying to help MMA. He actually done signed with MMA, and he's trying to get them to get the money they're supposed to be getting now.
Yeah, I think that's a little crazy. I feel like you gotta either have you got to go all out in one or the other. I can't see you playing both. He's not Bo Jackson. I gave him his props, but he's not Bo
Uh,
Jackson. He's not Deion Sanders.
he not. He not. That's true. That's true. I mean, he gonna do what he can, but he's actually trying to do too much. You ain't gonna be able to do both of them. He
I
gonna
agree.
You know, I think the boxing is the one he's going to actually do the most. You know, he might fight at 1 or 2 fights. You know what I mean? Do what he can and then stick with the boxing.
Yeah. Okay, so next, let's talk a little bit about Usyk and Fury. So,
Yeah.
do you think that fight happens?
Man, with Tyson Fury, you just never know. You just never know. You know, hey, if the money is right, it happens. It depends on Fury. Fury might 1 minute say I'm gonna fight it, then next minute he might say no, I'm not gonna fight him. Why? He might fight somebody else. Because at the end of the day, you know, he can make money no matter who he fight. Whoever he fight, he gonna make money. It's Tyson Fury. It's the Gypsy King.
Yeah, he's one of a kind. He's one of a kind. And if the fight does happen, who do you got?
Uh, that's a good one. I would probably say I'll take Fury.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take Fury because his trainer, which is my trainer, Sugar Hill, is really good at training fighters that's fighting against southpaws. He's a good southpaw trainer, and you know,
Okay.
I fought Cory Spinks, who's a southpaw. My trainer was Sugar Hill. Even though he still work the corner, Sugar Hill gave me the game plan.
Okay, that's interesting. If Fury, Usyk, Fury wins that,
Yeah.
what does that do for his legacy? You know, where do you rank him all time if he wins that fight?
You know what? He would be the best heavyweight. Let me see, because I don't know how long Klitschko actually was reigning and was. He would be the best heavyweight in the last 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 years. Yep, seven. Because Klitschko, you know, what that 10 years ago, he was the man in the last 7. But in this era, hey, Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Crazy part about it, if he really took boxing serious, I think he don't even take boxing serious. He got so much talent, he can win halfway training, halfway focus on his opponents and still win. If he took boxing serious, he could be the greatest fighter of all time.
Yeah. Yes, he does. You know, he's got all the tools. And he's got
Yep.
heart, and he's got a granite chin. I
Yes.
know. I agree. I agree. When he's locked in, I don't think nobody right now for sure can beat him if he's 100% locked in and
Yes.
healthy.
6'9". Just think about it. You see his stomach, how his stomach be all pudging out.
It's
Man,
extra layer. It's an extra layer.
that's what I'm talking about.
Absorbs blows.
Yes. Imagine if he trained and was looking like what's my man name? AJ.
Joshua.
Joshua. Look, imagine if he looked like that. If he
Yeah.
looked like that, means he would be training super hard because he's trying to prove not only that he can beat the guys in front of him, but he's trying to be the best ever.
Yeah. I will say this though, when he ballooned up to 400 pounds,
Yeah.
he just got that extra layer of fat where
Yeah.
I don't know if it's physically possible for him to have abs at this point.
Uh,
Um, that's just my thought. Like with all that extra skin,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if even if he went
Yeah.
really hard dieting, exercise,
Yeah.
I don't know how good he can make his physique look.
Yeah.
I think he'll have an effective physique that might not be the most aesthetically pleasing,
Okay.
but yeah, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah. I think he could. Now, Andy Reese Jr. That's another story. But I think I think Tyson Fury probably. I don't know for sure. I don't. Well, we know we ain't gonna ever see it, so I
Yeah.
guess story.
Yeah, so my next topic, talking about great physiques, Francis Ngannou, the former UFC heavyweight champion,
Yeah.
he's free from his UFC contract, and it's looking
Yeah.
like he wants to go to the squared circle. And Eddie Hearn said that he said something really interesting, I thought, on Ariel Helwani's show. He said the draw of Ngannou right now is his mystique.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense for him to go and fight, get some tune-up boxing fights. Hearn said he should just go for one of the top guys right away because that would be the best draw and the best sell. What do you think of that?
Man, I would do what Jake Paul doing. I would fight me some fighters with some big names who can't fight and work my way up there. He needs to get an amateur career. His amateur career be his first 4-5 boxing matches on a professional
Okay.
level. But yeah, I wouldn't dare step in there with the top guys. You're gonna get knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, I agree. It can't be pretty. It can't be pretty just to go in there against Fury, Joshua, or Wilder.
Stop it! It's over.
Yeah.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
go on some MMA fighters, you know what I mean, and make the most money you can and learn on a job like Jake Paul did it. I mean, Jake Paul, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, Oscar De La Hoya, they all got the blueprint. You got to do it like that.
Okay, and then my last topic for
Yeah.
current headlines is Garcia versus Tank Davis.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts there. Who are you taking?
Man, hey, now before the fight was made between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, I was going with Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia has a good left hook. And one thing that southpaws are open for is right hooks, right hands, and left hooks. And man, Ryan Garcia got a great left hook. But now that I see that, Gervonta Davis is actually out the contract with Mayweather, I mean, he just fought. I think he's gonna be a little too sharp for Ryan Garcia. I don't think that Ryan Garcia. I think one of the mistakes that Ryan made was not fighting a tune-up. You cannot go in there with the Tank, who's actually just fought, who's gonna be a lot sharper and who's gonna be focused and serious and knowing that it's going down and he's eager to prove that he's the best at that weight class. So I got Tank by
There we go. We're back. So you got you're cut out there, but you got the Tank by knockout or
no, by decision. I got it
by decision.
Yeah, I got it by decision. Yeah, because Ryan gonna be big. Ryan is a big dude. He ain't, and Tank gonna have a hard time trying to get in there. Now I wouldn't be surprised if it was an upset, you know what I mean? Because but like I say, Ryan he hurting himself by not getting a tune-up. He needed tune-up. He actually has been preparing for Gervonta Tank Davis more than Tank been preparing for him. If you go look at the last 3-4 fights that Ryan has had, it's been against southpaws. Gervonta Davis, his last fight was against an orthodox, was against a southpaw. Why would you be fighting a southpaw and you getting ready to fight an orthodox fighter? It just don't make sense. You can't look past Ryan. Ryan can fight, and he got speed, and he got, like I say, a good counter left hook.
All right. No, that's great insight, K9. I appreciate you sharing that. That's great stuff. So yeah, K9, that is all I got for you. I got one last round for you. A rapid fire round where I'll just give you a bunch of questions, just answer in a timely fashion.
Absolutely. Let's go, champ.
All right.
Let's go, champ.
Favorite holiday?
Oh, my birthday. Oh, Christmas.
Favorite season?
Favorite season? Summer.
What's your favorite meal?
Farina. We call it cream of wheat.
Okay. Favorite junk food?
Cheesecake.
Food you hate?
Oh, man, food I hate. Oh, chitlins.
Favorite sport outside of boxing?
Favorite basketball.
Favorite movie?
Oh, man, easy work. Greatest story ever told.
Okay, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Height.
Most powerful boxer you faced?
Most powerful boxer I faced? I would say Zerbiak Basagorov.
Favorite boxer to watch growing up?
Mike Tyson.
Favorite boxer to watch right now?
Errol Spence.
Favorite thing to do in your spare time?
Man, spend time with the family.
Awesome.
Yeah,
dude. Well, K9, thank you very much for coming on the show. It's an honor to have you back on. Great talking to you. And keep killing it on the YouTube channel. So everyone, make sure you go to his YouTube channel at K9 Boxing, and all social medias are at K9 Boxing. Subscribe, and let's get him to 100K next. All right.
Get it, champ.
Stop. Yes, sir.